Hi there, everybody. This is David, and today we have a rumor. I love talking about this kind of stuff, kind of speculating and seeing what's going on and everything like that, especially whenever it comes to one of my favorite series of all time, Fire Emblem. And I do want to tell you all about this rumor, and I definitely do think that's worth a sub and a like as you come and join the party and level up with me. Thank you so much for that. So this actually comes from a really credible source, the person who worked on Fire Emblem. Yeah. This comes from their LinkedIn profile, essentially their resume, and this is from Takeshi Murayama. He is a 3D character modeler, and he went and said on his LinkedIn profile that they are working on a Nintendo strategy RPG sequel, which is exclusive to the recently launched Switch 2. So, more than likely, it's going to be Fire Emblem. I mean, what other strategy RPG does Nintendo have? I guess they have Advanced Wars. And Advanced Wars did kind of get revived. It kind of got like that kind of remake thing going on, but I really think it's Fire Emblem. So, I mean, it could be Advanced Wars. But anyway, it says it's a sequel to Nintendo's strategy RPG series. So again, he is a character model, a 3D character model for Sega. He also worked for Cygames, that's Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and all that kind of good stuff. And now he is working with Nintendo on this Fire Emblem thing right now. So this is really freaking cool. I've got to say that he was working on this between January and April, so roughly 4 or so months of this year, and you have to wonder, okay, so what Fire Emblem game could this be? Is this, whenever they say sequel, what exactly do they mean? Do they just mean like a new entry into the Fire Emblem series? Do they mean like Fire Emblem Three Houses 2? Do they mean like a remake? You know, what exactly do they mean by sequel? Something tells me, like, whenever I think of sequel, I think of something like Fire Emblem Three Houses 2. You know what I'm saying? But it could also just be like a brand new entry into the Fire Emblem series because, you know, you think about like a sequel to Final Fantasy and it'd be Final Fantasy 17, you know? So it could just be a brand new entry. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a direct sequel to one of the games. And it could also be it could also be kind of a lost in translation thing because there is many rumors about Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War actually getting a remake. This rumor has been around for 3 freaking years now. And yeah, let's actually look at the history behind this Genealogy of the Holy War rumor right here. And this comes from the exact same leaker who leaked about Fire Emblem Engage. So let's see what this leaker said about Fire Emblem Engage. They said, the upcoming Fire Emblem is a new game, not a remake, a brand new story. It's a collaboration between Intelligent Systems, Koei Tecmo, and Gust. Gust heavily assisted with the visuals and the graphics. The graphics are an improvement over Three Houses. This was originally intended as a game to celebrate Fire Emblem's 30th anniversary. The game's been finished for over a year. The main character has strange red and blue hair. His mother is a dragon. New Emblem's gimmick allows player to summon Fire Emblem characters from the past for your squad. So basically, they like hit the nail on the head with their Fire Emblem Engage leak. And then they also went on to say, additionally, rumors of a Fire Emblem 4 remake are real as well. So, I mean, they like hit the nail on the head as far as Engage, and then they said, oh, by the way, you know, Fire Emblem 4 is real as well. So I think that this is actually going to be the much rumored Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War, and then it goes and it says sequel. So whereas a lot of other companies go and whenever they like remake their games or they port their games or they remaster them, they don't really add much new stuff. It used to be back in the day, whenever you got like a remaster or something, like Square would add all sorts of new stuff to the to Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 over on like the Game Boy Advance. They added like new characters, they added new dungeons, new espers, you know, that sort of stuff. But nowadays it just seems like, oh, it's a port, here you go, whatever. Nintendo, though, they always seem to add new stuff to their remasters. They always seem to give you like a little bit extra. So this could be like a, hey, we're gonna go ahead and remaster Fire Emblem 4 for the SNES, but by the way, here's the sequel to it too. It could be like some sort of bundled thing. I don't know, but it's super exciting to think about, y'all. I love this series. I cannot wait to hear more about it, but now I also want to hear from you. I want to hear, what do you feel about this rumor? Do you think it is a brand new Fire Emblem game? Do you think it's a sequel to something like Three Houses? Do you think it is the Fire Emblem 4 remake? Do you think it's Advance Wars? Who knows? But let me know in the comments, and as always, have a good day.